Now this time we'll be discussing about polynomial curves. So basically we'll just be applying what we have learned about derivatives to polynomial curves. So from the previous discussion, we have learned that the derivative of y with respect to x is equal to the limit of the slope delta y over delta x as delta x approaches 0. So dy over dx, or the derivative of y with respect to x, approaches a certain delimiting position in which as delta x approaches 0. So that delimiting position is the tangent at point xy. Tangent at point xy. Okay, so let's illustrate that again using Desmos. Okay, from this graph, let's call this our first point and this as our second point. So as delta x approaches 0, this second line approaches the tangent line, or the inclination of this second line approaches the inclination of the tangent at the first point P1. Diba? Ayan. So therefore, we could say that dy over dx is just equal to the slope, or m, of the tangent, or that means the tangent line at xy. Okay? So let's write this as dy over dx equal to m sub t. So from this, we can now solve the equation of the tangent passing through a given point in a curve. Okay, so we'll discuss now about tangents and normals. To get now the equation of the tangent, of course, we need the slope of the tangent and also the other elements of the lines. So let us now recall what we have learned about the standard equations of the line in our previous discussion. So the first standard equation of a line is the slope point form, or the point slope form. So if we have the slope and the given point x1, y1, we use the equation y minus y1, that's equal to m times x minus x1. This is just derived from the equation of the slope, change in y over change in x. So this is the point slope form. We also have the slope intercept form, or the slope Y-Intercept form. So ito yung pinakamadaling equation, di ba? Madaling matandaan. So this is just y is equal to mx plus b. Ito yung favorite equation ko nung high school kasi sobrang dali. Okay? And also we have slope X-Intercept form. So for the slope X-Intercept form, that would just be y is equal to m times x minus a, where a is the x-intercept. By the way, dito b is the y-intercept, or to recall, y-intercept, that is the point in the y-axis wherein the line crosses or passes through. The same with the x-intercept, that is the point in the x-axis where the line is passing through. Okay, so what else? The intercept form, that is just x over a plus y over b, and that is equal to 1. And these standard equations of the line are just interrelated. But here, I think most of the time we'll be using the point slope form, which is this. So madali lang naman i-memorize. That's just 1 minus y1 equals to m times x minus x1. Now, let's proceed to the relationship between the tangent line and the normal line. So simply, if the tangent is a line that passes through one and only one point in the curve, the normal line is the line perpendicular to that at the point of intersection of the tangent line and the curve. Okay, mag-drawing lang tayo roughly. So if this is the curve and this is the point of tangency and this is the tangent line, or the line that passes through that point of tangency, the normal line is this line, the line that will cross at that same point of tangency but perpendicular to the tangent line. So if you recall the relationship between perpendicular lines in our discussion on analytic geometry, we would recall that the slope, if you have two perpendicular lines, so let's say line 1, if line 1 and line 2 are perpendicular, so we say that the slope of line 1 is equal to the negative reciprocal of the slope of line 2. And we have derived this relation from the equation of the inclination of two lines. So for example, if you recall that, para dun sa mga hindi nakapag join sa bridging. So if we have these two lines, so let's say this line and this line, the inclination of this line, wait, so I'll call this line 1 and I'll call this line 2. The inclination of line 1, let's call this alpha. No, let's call that beta. And the inclination of line 2, let's call that alpha. Or how about, baliktarin na lang natin. Anyway, pareho din naman. This is line 1 and this is line 2. Para consistent tayo. Line 1 alpha, line 2 beta. So, this inclination, or no, this angle of intersection, let's call that theta. And from the illustration, theta is equal to alpha minus beta. And if we apply tangent at both sides, we'll have tangent theta is equal to tangent alpha minus beta. And since tangent theta is equal to, so let's substitute this to its equivalent identity. So for sum and difference of tangents of two angles for tangent, so we have tangent alpha minus tangent beta over 1 plus tangent alpha tangent beta. And we know that tangent alpha, if we have this triangle and this is alpha, tangent alpha is just equal to opposite over adjacent, or that is rise over run. So therefore, tangent alpha is just equal to rise over run, which is the slope. So therefore, tangent alpha, so we have tangent theta equal to tangent alpha, which is the slope of line 1, minus tangent beta, which is the slope of line 2, all over 1 plus the slope of line 1 times the slope of line 2. Okay. Now, if we have two perpendicular lines, meaning theta is equal to 90 degrees. And 90 degrees, or the tangent of 90 degrees is undefined. Diba? So we have, if theta is equal to 90 degrees, so tangent of 90 degrees is equal to undefined. So an undefined value is a value that you divide by 0. So therefore, for this to be undefined, for this value to be undefined, if this is undefined, the denominator should be 0. Okay? So therefore, 1 plus m1, m2 is equal to 0. So therefore, m1 is equal to negative 1 over m2. So doon natin nakuha yung negative reciprocal. Now, if two lines are parallel, meaning if they are, line 1 and line 2 are parallel, so therefore theta is 0 kasi walang angle of intersection. Diba? Because they don't intersect kung parallel sila, they don't intersect, or kung nag-intersect man sila, they will intersect at all points. Diba? And that would be the same line. So, if two lines are parallel, if L1 and L2 are parallel, M1, or the slope of line 1, is just equal to the slope of line 2. Dito natin makukuha yun because if two lines are parallel, so therefore theta is 0 and tangent 0 is 0. So therefore, kung tangent 0 is 0, therefore this should be 0. Diba? So, from here, M1 minus M2 should be 0. Hence, M1 is equal to M2. Okay? So, if you want a more thorough discussion on this, you may look for our video on analytic geometry, specifically the lines. Now, let's try to solve some problems. So, since this is lesson 5 na tayo. So, let's call this first problem for lesson 5. Sorry. That's problem 5.1. Okay, so we have this problem 5.1. Find the equation of the tangent of the curve described by this equation: y is equal to x cubed plus 8 at x is equal to negative 2. So madali lang naman. Again, our concept lang na ginamit dito is that y prime is just equal to the slope of the tangent. Okay? So this is easy as getting the slope of, the first derivative of this curve or this function. So from this function, we could say that y prime is equal to 3x squared. Okay? Then at x equal to negative 2, y prime is equal to 3 times negative 2 squared. So y prime is equal to 3 times 4, or y prime is equal to 12. So therefore, the slope of the tangent is equal to 12. Now, what we need to get is the equation of the tangent. So we need to get the point of tangency. So given na yung x equal to negative 2, tingnan lang natin yung partner ng x. What would be the value of y when x is negative 2 para makita natin yung point of tangency. So kunin lang natin yung value ng y. Y is equal to negative 2. Substitute lang natin yung negative 2 sa x. So negative 2 cube plus 8. So therefore, we have y is equal to negative 8 plus 8. So that would be 0. Tama ba? Okay, 0. So therefore, negative 2, 0 is the point of tangency. Okay? So we have mt, or the slope of the point, as 12, and the point of tangency or point of intersection, tangency, at negative 2, 0. So we'll just use the point slope form. We have y minus y1 equal to m times x minus x1. So in this case, we substitute with the slope of the tangent. So we have y minus 0 is equal to 12 times x minus negative 2. So we have y is equal to 12x plus 24. So this is the slope-intercept form of that line, or the point of tangency. Oh no, the tangent line. So we could also rewrite this as 12x minus y plus 24 equals 0. That's the general equation of our line, or the tangent line. Okay, so let us try to check our answers using our graphing tool. Okay, the function was y equals x raised to 3 plus 8. So we have this. Then the point of tangency given was x is equal to negative 2. Then we solved for y. We found out that y should be 0. So if you notice that is a point within the curve. So tama yung answer natin about sa point of tangency. So that is the point of tangency. Now, our answer for the tangent line, tingnan natin kung tama, is 12x minus y plus 24. So equals 0. That is our tangent line. So kung nakikita nyo, correct yung answer natin because what we have obtained is the tangent at point negative 2, 0. Okay? Or that line, di lang siya masyadong di siya klaro kasi it almost approaches the same line, yung curve natin. Diba? But it is a tangent line. Okay, let's try this second problem. Find the slope of the tangent. So this time, slope lang yung isa-solve natin. Sobrang dali. To the curve y is equal to 2x over x plus 2 at x equal to 2. So sobrang dali. Again, we know that y prime is equal to slope of the tangent. So we just need to get y prime. So y prime is equal to, we do the quotient rule, so that would be x plus 2 squared times x plus 2 times the derivative of the numerator, which is 2, minus the numerator 2x times the derivative of the denominator, which is 1. So simplify lang natin konti. So y prime is equal to, we have 2x plus 4 minus 2x all over x plus 2 squared. So that would be 2x plus 4. Oh no, sorry. 4 na lang pala. Because we could cancel this out. So we have 4 over x plus 2 squared. So at x equals to 2. At x equal to 2, we know that, of course, mt is equal to y prime. So we have the slope of the tangent is equal to 4 over 2 plus 2 squared, or that would be 4 over 4 squared. And that would be 1/4. So the slope of the tangent is at 1/4. Okay? So pwede natin kunin yung point of tangency, I mean the equation of the tangent line at that point when x is equal to 2. Pero ito lang yung pinapakuha. So ito lang kunin natin. Ganyan lang siya kadali. So now let's proceed to this problem. Find all points on the curve y is equal to x cubed minus 3x where the tangent line is parallel to the x-axis. Okay. First, the tangent line daw is parallel to the x-axis. So the x-axis is horizontal, therefore the tangent or the tangent line being described in this problem is also horizontal. Okay? So when a line is horizontal, that means puro siya run, wala siyang rise. Diba? Zero rise, puro run. So therefore, the slope of that is 0. So we say that, the slope of this particular tangent that we are describing is 0. Hence, y prime should be 0. Now, we have the equation of the function, or we have the function y is equal to x cubed minus 3x. So if we get y prime, that would be 3x squared minus 3. And since y prime is equal to 0, ayan, dito, so let's just equate that to 0. Ganon. So we have 3 times x squared minus 1 equals 0. So therefore, we have x squared minus 1 equal to 0. Or we have x minus 1, x plus 1. So we have x is equal to negative 1, or positive 1 lang muna. Pwede. Negative 1, and x is equal to positive 1. Okay? And what we are trying to get is the points. So meaning, meron tayong abscissa, we just need to get the ordinate. So for the ordinate, so let me separate this. Ganyan. We just solve for y. So when x is equal to negative 1, y, which is equal to x cubed minus 3x, that would be y is equal to negative 1 cubed minus 3 times negative 1. So y is equal to negative 1 plus 3. So y is equal to 2. So therefore, the point is negative 1, 2. That means the tangent line at this point is horizontal. Okay? Now, when x is equal to positive 1, of course, we have the same as this. So we'll have y is equal to positive 1 cubed minus 3 times positive 1. So y is equal to 1 minus 3. Okay, so therefore y is equal to negative 2. So again, the other point of tangency is at 1, negative 2. So at this point, the slope of the tangent is 0. Or should I say na lang, should I state that as the tangents are horizontal? By the way, pwedeng tangent line, pwedeng tangent din. Because pag tangent, minsan automatic siya that pertains to the tangent line. Okay? So, check natin using our graphing tool. So, the function was y is equal to x cubed minus 3x. So, we have this. Now, the points na nakuha natin is at negative 1, 2. This point, negative 1, 2. That point. Okay, and we have positive 1, negative 2, that point. Okay, and if we pass a tangent line right at that point, that will be a horizontal line, di ba? If we draw a line at that passing through that point na we labeled, so the result or what we'll get is a horizontal line. And this problem is actually related to our next topic, which is maxima and minima. Pero sa sunod na lang, we'll have more problems on these polynomial curves. Now let's try this one, problem 5.4. Find the coordinates of points on the curve y equals x plus 1 over x plus 2, where the tangent line is parallel to the line y is equal to 4x. Okay, so we need to get the points on the curve where the tangent is parallel to this line. So if we have y is equal to 4x as our reference line, so reference lang to siya. If the tangent is parallel to this, therefore they must have the same slope. So therefore we say that mt is equal to 4. Bakit? Why did you say that the slope of this is 4? Remember that y prime is equal to the slope, di ba? Y prime is the slope. So therefore, if we get y prime from here, that would be equal to 4. So therefore, the slope of this is just equal to 4. Okay? That is for lines, di ba? Or pwede din natin sabihin na we know that the slope-intercept form of a line is y is equal to mx plus b. Di ba? So, ito siya, y is equal to mx plus b. So, yung b natin dito is 0 and yung m natin is 4. So, therefore, the slope is 4. So, if the slope of this line is 4, therefore, the slope of the tangent must also be 4. So, mas mabuti siguro if we illustrate that first using the graphing tool. Buti nga di na tayo kailangang mag-drawing mano-mano. We just need to refer to the graphing tool. Okay, for reference, let's graph this function. So we have y equals x plus 1 over x plus 2. Okay, we have this curve. Now, yung given na line is just the reference. Hindi siya yung tangent line. Diba? Because if i-graph natin siya, y is equal to 4x, that is not tangent, diba? Because it crossed at 2 points. But, yung hinahanap nating tangent is the tangent that is parallel to this line. Wait ha, hindi ko siya mahuli. Ayan, parallel to this line. Of course, that is not this line, but parallel to that line. Okay? So, we solve that by, eto na, continue na lang natin. So, we know that the slope of the tangent should be 4. Okay? Because it's parallel to this line. So, we know that y prime is just equal to the slope of the tangent. So we'll just get y prime from here and substitute the slope of the tangent. So from the given equation, so let me move this dito na lang. From the given equation, we have y equal to x plus 1 over x plus 2. Let's get y prime. So y prime, let's do the quotient rule. That's x plus 2 squared dito. Then copy it here, x plus 2 times the derivative of the numerator, which is equal to 1, minus the numerator x plus 1 times the derivative of the denominator, which is equal to 1. Okay, so y prime is equal to x plus 2 minus x minus 1 divided by x plus 2 squared. So we could cancel out x. So we'll have 2 minus 1, so that's 1 over x plus 2 squared. Now, we know that y prime is equal to 0. Oh no, sorry, y prime is equal to 4. So therefore, 4 is equal to 1 over x plus 2 squared. So 4 times x plus 2 squared is equal to 1. Then we'll solve for the value of x. So from here, we'll solve for the value of x. Okay, so x plus 2, let me use this. So x plus 2 squared, that's equal to 1/4, and you extract the root both sides, you'll have x plus 2, that is equal to positive and negative 1/2. So x is equal to negative 2 plus 1/2, and also x is equal to negative 2 minus 1/2. So therefore x is just equal to negative, so that would be 4 over 2. So that's negative 3 halves, and x is equal to, that's negative 4 over 2, negative 5 halves. Tama ba? Oh, sorry. Ayan, okay, negative 5 halves. So we'll have x equal to negative 5 halves. Now, since what we are getting or what we are trying to solve is the coordinates of the point, and we already have the values of x, so kunin na lang natin yung coordinate or the values of y or yung pares niya. Okay, so let's solve for the value of y. We know that y is equal to x plus 1 over x plus 2. So we'll have y is equal to negative 3 halves plus 1 over negative 3 halves plus 2. So that would be, let's take this as 2 over 2. So negative 3 plus 2, that's negative 1 half. Over dito, again, let's take this as 4 over 2. So that would be 1 half. Okay, y is negative 1. Okay, how about for the value of x? So for the value of x, we have, for the other value of x, we'll have y equal to negative 5 halves plus 1 over negative 5 halves plus 2. We have 2 over 2, so negative 3 halves. Tama ba? Negative 3 halves. And how about here? That would be 4 over 2. So you have negative 1 half. That's negative 1 half. We could cancel out etong 2. So we have positive 3. Tama ba? So y is equal to positive 3. Okay, y is equal to positive 3. So therefore, the points of tangency wherein the tangent line is parallel to y is equal to 4x or meron siyang slope na equal to 4 are these points. Negative 3 halves, negative 1, and negative 5 halves, positive 3. Negative 5 halves, positive 3. So let's look or check that dito kung nasa curve talaga siya. Ayan. So tingnan natin yung points, negative 3 halves, negative 3 halves with pares na negative 1. Okay, we have that point. So let's label that, close parenthesis. Let's label that. And we also have the other point at negative 5 halves with pares na positive 3. So we have that point. So let's label that. Ayan. So if we draw a tangent line there, it should be parallel to this line. Ito, this line. Okay, at i-solve natin yung mag-slope point form na lang tayo, pero diretso lang tayo dito sa graph. So we know that the slope is 4, diba? So let's try this muna. Ito lang muna. Okay, negative 3 halves and negative 1. So we know that that would be y minus y1. So yung y1 natin is negative 1. So y minus negative 1. Ayan na lang. Pero actually plus 1 na lang, no? Y minus negative 1. That would be equal to 4 times x minus negative 3 halves. So 3 halves. So we have that line. It crosses through etong point. That crosses to that point, this point, and it's parallel to y is equal to 4x. So for the other line naman, we'll have y minus 3, that's equal to 4, the slope is 4, times x minus 5, negative 5 halves. So x minus negative 5 halves. And we have that line. Okay, so our answer is correct. Let us now proceed to the next problem. Problem 5.5 na tayo. Find the equation or equations of the tangent and the normal to the curve x minus y squared plus 4x minus 1 equal to 0 at 0, 1. Okay, so this time this involves an implicit function. So, ganun lang. All we need to do is just to get y prime, so that would be our slope of the tangent. And to get the slope of the normal, that would just be equal to the negative reciprocal of the slope of the tangent, because they are perpendicular. The tangent and the normal are perpendicular. So, sobrang dali lang ng problem. So, let's try to solve this. So, we have, sige, sulat muna natin ulit, x minus y squared plus 4x minus 1 equal to 0. So, isolve muna natin, solve for y prime. So, let's just get the derivative of this. So, that would be 2 times x minus y. So, we're doing, ano dito, general power rule with chain rule. So, ito. So, that would be 2 times x minus y raised to 1 times the derivative of this, the baby. So, that would be 1 minus y prime. Then, plus the derivative of 4x is 4. The derivative of negative 1 is 0. That would be equal to 0. Okay, then let's just solve for y prime. And mas madali dito, kaya di na natin simplify, given naman yung point. So, at point 0, 1, that means x is 0, y is 1. So, substitute na lang natin. So, that would be 2 times x is 0, y is 1, times 1 minus y prime plus 4 equal to 0. Then, solve for y prime. So, we'll have negative 2. So, that's 2 times negative 1, negative 2 times 1 minus y prime, that's equal to negative 4. I-transpose lang natin. Then, negative 4 divided by 2 is positive 2. So, therefore, y prime is equal to 1 minus 2, or y prime is equal to negative 1. So, if y prime is equal to negative 1, therefore, the slope of the tangent is negative 1. Okay? Now, let's solve for the equation of the tangent. So, solving for the equation of the tangent. Okay? So, we have the slope of the tangent, which is equal to negative 1, and the point of tangency is at 0, 1. So, therefore, using the point slope form, we have y minus y1 equal to m times x minus x1. We'll have mt, because that's the slope of the tangent. So, we'll have y minus 1, that's equal to negative 1 times x minus 0. Okay, so we'll have y minus 1 equal to negative x. So we have x plus y minus 1 equal to 0. This is a general equation of the tangent. Yung nagkataon, isa lang yung tangent. Okay, then let's solve for the normal. So solving for the normal. So for the normal, the slope of the normal is just equal to negative reciprocal of the slope of the tangent. So that would be negative 1 over negative 1. So that is positive 1. And the point of intersection is, of course, a point of tangency, which is at 0, 1. 0, 1. So, again, using this same formula, follow lang natin, or that would be y minus y1 equal to the slope of the normal times x minus x1. Then let's substitute. So we'll have y minus y1, that's equal to positive 1 times x minus 0. So I have y minus 1 equal to x, or x minus y plus 1 equal to 0 is the equation of the normal, the standard equation, no, the general equation of the normal. So let us check this using our graphing tool again. Using our graphing tool, let's plot x minus y squared for x minus 1. That's equal to 0. Ayan. So, we have this curve na nakaslant. So, oblique siya. And the point of tangency is at 0, 1. So, 0, 1, given din to siya. So, that point of tangency. Okay. So, according to our solution, the tangent line, tingnan natin kung correct tayo. Kung tangent talaga tong line. Yung tangent line na nakuha natin is x plus y minus 1 equals 0. So, that is clearly a tangent line. Isang beses lang siya nag-cross. And yung normal natin should be perpendicular to that and crosses at the same point of tangency or point of intersection. And we solve it as x minus y plus 1 equals 0. So we have that normal which is perpendicular, nawala yung scale, which is perpendicular to the tangent and passes through the same point of intersection or point of tangency. So our answer is correct. Now for your assignment, you solve this problem. Find the equation of the tangent and the normal to the curve x plus 2y squared plus 2x minus y minus 3 equal to 0 parallel to the line 4x plus 3y equals 2, and send me your answers through personal message so that I will know kung you already watched this video. So see you in the next video.